Good morning, everybody. We are at the end of our very first week of renovations, and we have accomplished so much in such a short period of time. I feel like we're way ahead of schedule. I'm not sure if that's exactly true, but I just feel like we're really moving along. So let's get started. I've got lots of exciting things to tell you today. So we're gonna go on into our kitchen. So as soon as we walk in the door, let me show you this first. We had, a 90s desk here, and halfway was a 90s desk. On the other side of this wall was a tiny coat closet. It was tiny, it was stupid. We could never find anything in there. Boxes and hats and umbrellas fell on our heads all the time. So we decided to get rid of this, and we are going to turn it into a walk-in pantry. So it's not going to be gigantic, but it's going to be better than what I had, and I think it's going to be a better use of the space. And what we've decided to do here is we're framing out a door, and we think we're going to get a custom-made door, and we're going to put the majority of the deeper shelves are going to go on this side. So, from here to here, all the way up to the top, and then all along that back wall will be closed in, of course. So all the way up, and then over here, we're only gonna have like 4 or 5 inches, but that's gonna be enough for some, narrow shelves between here, so that we can put some, bottles, cans, cereal boxes, coffee, whatever, there. But we think we're gonna get a custom-made door because I want something cool for here, but also it is a very unusual space and shape, and I can't find a door that really fits here that would be appropriate. So, because we're just we're trying to just customize the use of this space as best as we can. But we're gonna have shelves on 2 sides really, and we're gonna have just small shelves on this side. So along the side and along the back. They're gonna drywall the back of that pretty quick, probably today. So that will be closed off. Okay, so here's the kitchen. So now this is super exciting to me. We are down to the studs, and the biggest news is our contractor was able to make a big opening where the refrigerator used to be, and so there was a small doorway here, very small doorway here. So he's eliminated all the way up to here. We thought we could get rid of that whole wall to the corner, but we cannot. And he's also taken off like 3 or 4 inches from this side. So the opening now is really big, but on top of it, he's taken off like the top. So now the top of the door is going to go all the way up to the ceiling, which makes this opening feel so much bigger. So for instance, if you stand over here and you look, I guess this angle. If you stand over here and you look, it's like a whole wall is gone, which it's a small kitchen, it's a tight kitchen, it's an odd shaped kitchen. So anything we can do to open it up is gonna be greatly appreciated. We are not sure yet what we are going to do with this little corner back here. The kitchen designer originally said to put nothing there because it's gonna be tight if we wanna have seating around our island. But now we're starting to rethink that. And we are thinking that we might be able to put like a really cute, like a corner cabinet, like a built-in that we have to order still from the cabinet company. But a little bit more surface space, a little bit more storage, maybe where we can have coffee makers or something like that in like a little corner. So we think we might be able to make use of that. So this is really cool. The contractor yesterday, I guess that the electrician is coming today. And so he needed to map out where everything is gonna go, all the appliances and the cabinets and so forth. And then he had to figure out where the outlets are going to be and where the lighting is going to go. So he figured all that out. He was here many hours yesterday, and this is what we've got. So we've got it all. He's got everything right here where you can see like he's got, you know, the dishwasher is going to go here, and the sink, where the sink is going to go, and in the middle here is going to be the island, and then he's mapping out the range is going to be over here, and the fridge here. Well, he's got it all marked. And then where the can lighting is going to go, this is where the X's are in the floor. So the next quandary, so we have another dilemma now. This space behind me is where we have traditionally had our table, and I believe we're going to keep the table. We've ordered a big, beautiful chandelier to hang, you know, centered over it. So this is one room, but it's kind of like two halves. So the question is, this is going to be a 6-light chandelier, and then we're going to have a built-in on this whole wall that's going to have lights. So the question now is, do we put canned lights up in the ceiling on this side, because we are over on that side? Do we need can lights? Will they be like, you know, will it detract from the chandelier, or will the light balance out both sides of the room? I don't know. I'm really I don't know. We're trying. It's a tough call. He said we're trying to decide, because we don't want can lights to detract from this, you know, big, beautiful chandelier. On the other side, it would be nice to have equal lighting on both sides of the room. Kind of leaning towards putting can lights in over here. So I feel like we've just accomplished so much. Yeah, today the electrical is coming in. Now, I left off yesterday with a big dilemma. I was explaining that we have to make a decision on our floors. And we've had our traditional floors in for 20 years in this house that we installed. We just finished putting them in 2 years ago. They are, you know, good quality. They're in fine shape. We just got tired of the color and the finish and the width. And we feel like they look too 90s. And we, you know, big money decision. I have been all over the place looking for flooring materials. And I finally came up with a similar looking product, similar quality product. I went to Floor & Decor. The flooring there is much cheaper, of course, in some cases than it is at your local, you know, high-end flooring store. And I found several different options that were literally half the price of my local floor store. I think the color is going to be, the color and the quality, everything is going to be really good. And the problem is this particular flooring material is on clearance. The flooring material I found that I like, and actually it's one that I have looked at since last October, is now on clearance. And that means that not only is the price half of what it was in October, but it means that there's limited availability and they're not going to get any more in. So we had to make a big decision and a big commitment yesterday. Do we buy that flooring material? If we buy it, how much do we buy? And when do we buy all this? Because we didn't really want to spend any more money at this point. Well, we had to take the plunge, because as we started calling around to various Floor & Decors, they did not have much of this left at any store. So already we have to go around and pick this up at various locations, you know, throughout our region. So we had to take the plunge, and we bought enough to do the whole house. So we have decided we are going to get all this flooring. The whole house is going to get new flooring. However, we're going to do it in phases because the labor is expensive. And right now we're going to just get the kitchen done. And then slowly we think like in the January, February, we're going to do our living room and, you know, the first level. And then in a few more months, we're going to do the upstairs. Then I have to start dealing with, well, how we're going to handle the staircase. But for now, like, I'm so excited because we have a new floor coming. It's lighter, it's brighter, it's wider. You know, it's just going to make the whole place have a different feel. And then as we go through that, you know, this is a big commitment because then we have to get all new trim. And that means around the doorways, that means on the floor, around the windows. So room by room as we go, we will add new trim that will match the floor. So yes, new flooring is on the way. And now, I would say that's our biggest update for today. But immediately now, I have to order countertops. And this is another big dilemma because there are so many different materials for countertops. So which material do we go with? It's overwhelming. So I guess, you know, I like colors and I want the colors to work in the kitchen. So where I have been mostly going is, do I want bright color? Do I want like a countertop that is going to be full of veining and, you know, is really busy and beautiful natural stone? Do I want quartz that is just plain simple? Do I want quartzite, which is similar to granite, but has, you know, it's different properties for that? Do I want cement? Do I want a little stainless steel? Anyway, I've been everywhere. I mean, I have been everywhere. I've been to like every single large counter stone supplier in the area. And I think I boiled this down to, I want something that is mainly going to be simple. Not a lot of busyness going on because I do want to have a beautiful tile backsplash that will be more the focal point than the counters. But I don't think I'm going to go with the trend, which is quartz. I don't think we're going to do quartz. I'm starting to hear negative things about quartz. Contractor said some quartz that he's installed in the last 2 years is now starting to chip. You also cannot put anything hot directly on quartz, and it can scratch. So, you know, those are some serious negatives. I mean, I really see us from time to time, we make mistakes. We take a hot dish right out of the oven and we just drop it on the counter. I just don't want to deal with that. Plus, I want more than quartz. When I see quartz now, I feel like I can, you know, identify it from a mile away, and I feel sometimes like I'm in a Marriott hotel because they all have quartz in them. So in my lifetime, I have only shopped one other time for counters, and that was when we did this kitchen, and that was 20 years ago, and the only real trend then was granite, and so I just picked the best granite I could find, and I only went one place. I only went in one day to do it. Well, I'm learning that this is so tricky now because of all these different materials that, okay, so if you go to these big, warehouses full of slabs of various stones, they're all marked. Some of them are marked by letters. There's no prices on anything. So you have no idea if one granite or marble or quartz or quartzite or porcelain is more expensive than another. There's no indication. And when you ask, they say you have to ask your fabricator how much it is. So by the time you fall in love with a stone and you've walked miles and miles and hours up and down these long rows of places, and you finally fall in love with something, you have no idea how much it's going to cost. I think that whole process is just kind of crazy. So what I'm ultimately doing is my contractor has hooked me up with a stone, I guess, fabrication company, and he thinks that they're pretty high end, meaning that they have some great tools that other fabrication places maybe don't have. And so what they're doing is compiling a list for me, sort of like a general variation of quotations. If I got, you know, quartz, how much it would be. If I got marble, how much it would be. If I got quartzite, if I got granite, if I got porcelain, and they're giving me a price comparison. General, not specifically anything that I have chosen, but to give me an idea. And because I do have it down to a couple of different colors and materials that I like, but I just now have to get an idea, like, you know, am I spending 10,000? Am I spending 5,000? Am I spending 15,000? I mean, I have no idea. It's a small kitchen. It's a small space, but, you know, we want to get the best option for us. So that's our decision for today. We've got the floor figured out, which is huge. So today I've got to figure out, I'm going to run over to one more stone place today, and I'm going to look at a sample of stone that was recommended to me by our cabinet designer. I'm going to check that out, and then we're going to wait for this estimate to come back for all these different variations and different grades of materials. And then I think my only other big thing to do today is I must order some counter stools, because right now every counter stool that I'm finding that I like at all, they're telling me they won't be until January or February. Crazy. I mean, I'm trying to find, again, a color for the counter stools that are, you know, is going to match my kitchen, not just walk into Target and buy counter stools, which I might have to do in the interim, but I want something that's going to be, you know, is going to work for this space. So January or February, I have to get that ordered today to get the next, you know, to get it on the next truck of stuff that's coming. So anyway, stay tuned. But I would say we're making some serious progress here. Just deciding on, you know, where the appliances are going to go, how big the island is going to be, where the island is going to be located, because we can move it from end to end, you know, each direction. We can go side to side. We have a little wiggle room, or, you know, down this way, and then how big the surface of the island is going to be. It's not big. We don't have a lot of space because we have this crazy wall blocking the space where the island is going to be. So we are moving the island this way, horizontally, where it was going across the room this way. So stay tuned. We'll let you know what we decide on the countertops. I cannot wait to get this all pulled together and to, you know, not be living in this shambles. Most importantly, I want water back. We need a sink. It's very hard to clean up dishes or anything with this mess. But anyway, okay, listen, have a great weekend. I will be back with an update on Monday. So that's it for today. I hope you are gaining some insight into remodeling your own kitchen, or just sort of watching me go through this. And we'll give you an update next time. Stay tuned. Thank you. Click the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Thank you.